What's good? It's your brother YK the Truth. Now, Dane Calloway believes that the slave trade was told in reverse. Okay? He's not saying that the slave trade never happened. He's saying that the slave trade was told in reverse. And in this video, I'm going to show you the many things that's wrong with the slave trade being in reverse. All right? So let's get to it.
A lot of people, you know what they do? Their excuse is right after we already debunked the transatlantic slave trade story. We debunked and what I mean by debunked, hold on, I'm glad I thought of this, because it's a lot of people out there misinterpreting my message.
And you know what's weird? Because I got to stop the video to avoid another copyright strike. You know what's weird? Everything that you debunk the slave trade with, you debunk the slave trade in reverse. It's simple, because all of the reasons why it was impossible for the slave trade to happen the way the historians say it happened would mean the same thing for the story being in reverse. Okay? I'm going to destroy you in this little clip. And after this, I don't want to see how Dane Calloway could have any more subscribers if he's going around saying that the slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade, was in reverse. Peep it. Watch this. Let's get it.
Let me explain right now before we go any further that I'm telling you that the transatlantic slave trade did not happen the way that we were told. The transatlantic slave trade did not happen the way that we were told. I said that twice because everybody's saying, well, he's saying the slave trade didn't happen. No, I am not.
Technically, you are. You're saying that what we know of as the slave trade didn't happen. Even if you're saying it was in reverse, you're basically saying that that story never happened. It didn't happen the way that they said it did. So it didn't happen. This is what I tell you, the mental gymnastics that these pseudos have to use in order to push this. It's mental gymnastics. You're basically saying that it didn't happen. That it wasn't Africans who came over here. You're saying it didn't happen. Let's keep going.
I'm telling you that the slave trade happened in reverse. I'm telling you that the slave trade happened in reverse. It was told in a reverse manner, meaning that our people were being sent to West Africa.
You heard that? He said his people, the American Indians, were being sent to West Africa. How, Sway?
Because it's going to be very, very difficult for you to make it in that goddamn ship.
Meaning,
how is it possible? Remember, steamboats wasn't invented then.
1800s and until the near end of the 1800s, rowboats or cargo ships were not modernized to include engines or...
You think? So wait a minute, Dane. Like, this is going to be a real brief video. So Dane, you tell me it was impossible for Africans to be brought to America, but yet they was brought from America to Africa, then back to America.
Behold, Simi, life, real life, a thing that we have been denied for far too long.
coming to America. So not only was they brought to Africa, they had to come right back. So if that's possible, right? If that's possible, why can't the original story be possible when they only made one voyage from Africa to America?
That boy is good. Mm-hmm. Good and terrible.
How is that? I mean, think, people. He wants us to believe that the Indians was brought to Africa, then from Africa brought back to America. But here's the thing, right? Let's say if that really did happen, Dane, right? Let's just give you the benefit of doubt. What happens to those Indians that go to West Africa? Do they intermingle with the West Africans? So how do you know you're not a mix between West African and Indian?
If you understand the history of African American and Native American peoples in this country, then you understand that very early on, when Africans came to the Americas, there was contact. We weren't automatic friends, we weren't necessarily automatic enemies as well, but we had some things in common. Once the communication barrier was taken care of, then Native people and African peoples realized that there was so much in common culturally. For instance, the drum. The drum is the heartbeat of the nation. Dealing with the issue of ancestors and how we honor our ancestors is shared both between African American and Native American people. This love of nature, no, not a worship of nature, but understanding that we are all connected, people, animals, trees. These are things that were in common, and when we found out that those things were in common, it was very easy for us to begin to fellowship with one another. And as one artist says, he says, first we prayed, then we danced, and then we made relatives. And a lot of the relatives that were here today are the product of African American and American Indian ancestry.
Because I'm pretty sure if you guys are enslaved, you would be with the slaves in West Africa. So is that how you got that kinky hair, Dane? Because I don't know any American Indians with naps that look like that. Let's keep going.
That our people were being sent to West Africa.
But I'm trying to figure out where them slave ships at.
Where those boats, Dane? Where are the boats? See, I would love to have a debate with Dane Calloway, yo. I would love to, just off of slavery in reverse, but he won't do it. He won't come outside of his echo chamber. He won't come outside of YouTube. And then he has a book and he says, pick up my book, debunk my book.
You know, the book is out. It's out. Evidence in there as well. I dare you to pick that book up and read it. I dare you. I dare anybody to pick up that book and debunk any.
But you don't even you don't even talk about what's in your book on your channel. Why do they have to pick up the book? Why can't we find what's in the book also on your channel? Exactly. Let's keep going.
You know, white folks love to keep shit for souvenirs. There should be some slave ships somewhere, but they ain't got none. Where they at?
Meaning that our people were being sent to West Africa.
The bottom of that goddamn ship for 3 months.
Your people were sent to West Africa. Was sent to West Africa. Brought back to America. Did you tell us for how long? How long were those American Indians in West Africa? How many of those American Indians were brought to West Africa? Was it enough to cancel out the original transatlantic slave trade, where the millions of Africans were brought from Africa? These are things you gotta ask Dane Calloway. And he pretty much debunks himself. Dane Calloway, you debunk yourself.
Meaning that our people were being sent to West Africa.
Is this going to be very, very difficult for you to make it?
And this is a simple, easy debunk video. Simple. The whole slavery in reverse. Where are the boats? Leave your comments in the comment section. How is it possible, my American Indians, for American Indians to be brought to Africa? How is it possible? So Dane Calloway, get it out of here. You debunk yourself, man. It's your brother YK the Truth, and I'm out. Peace.